So, good day, everyone. So, we are here to report or discuss regarding the identifying key change of elements. So, I am Marion J. Iganayo, and I am here with Lindell Shane Peñalosa. So, our report, it focuses on understanding how different factors, such as the client, the therapist, the treatment approach, and the therapeutic relationship work together to bring about meaningful psychological change. So, psychotherapy is not only about applying techniques, but also about the interaction of these key elements that influence the success of the treatment. So, skip na ta ang prayer. So, for our lesson objectives, so at the end of the lesson, students should be able to identify and describe the key elements of change in psychotherapy, including client factors, therapist factors, and treatment factors. And at the same time, explain the significance of common factors such as empathy, collaboration, and the therapeutic alliance in promoting effective psychological change. Then analyze and evaluate evidence-based principles and research findings related to process outcome and treatment outcome studies in psychotherapy and demonstrate understanding of how these elements interact to create a meaningful, lasting, and evidence-based therapeutic change. So next, for our topic outline. So ito yung magiging i-cover natin for this discussion. So first, the psychotherapy process and process outcome research. So under that, itong apat na the common factors in psychotherapy, evidence-based psychotherapy relationships, empirically based principles of therapeutic change. So by the end of this discussion, we are aiming to highlight how these interconnected elements form yung foundation of effective and evidence-based psychological intervention, that promote a lasting change. So for the introduction po sa aming topic, so here naman po, uh, this part, it focuses on how effective interventions in clinical psychology are grounded sa evidence-based practice. So, ibig sabihin po nito, psychologists they do not just identify kung ano yung treatment na nag-work. So, they don't just identify which treatment work, but they also look at the key elements that drive these changes. So, it is not enough to know that a therapy works. We need to understand why it works and what makes it effective. So, sabi po dito, research highlights that treatment outcomes depend on client characteristics, therapist qualities, and the overall therapeutic relationship. So, dito, sinasabi niya na it depend on several important factors. Yung characteristic ng client, yung qualities ng isang therapist, and at the same time, the overall relationship between them. So itong tatlong elements na to, it will determine, how successful the therapy will be. So, next is process and process outcome research examine how therapeutic interaction such as trust, empathy, and collaboration will lead to a positive result. So, in order to study these elements, psychologists, they conduct process and process outcome research. So, ito yung mag-examine, mag-analyze how this therapeutic interaction, such as yung trust, yung empathy, and collaboration, will lead sa positive changes or positive result. In other words, sinasabi lang po dito na it's not just the technique that matters, but how the therapist and client work together during po sa session. Sabi din dito, many psychologists combine multiple approaches emphasizing common factors that contribute to success across different types of therapy. So, dito na pumapasok yung mga combination ng multiple approaches. Because sabi nga, kung remember natin sa mga sa mga dati po natin na mga topic, there is a common factors between all those approaches, may mga common factors sa kanila. And those common factors, it contribute to success across these different types of therapy. So yung mga common factors na yun, it is the shared elements that make this therapy effective regardless of the specific method or regardless of the specific nga theory na ginamit. And finally, sabi po dito, by understanding and applying this key element of change, clinical psychologists are able to create more personalized or effective and at the same time lasting intervention for their clients, helping them achieve real, meaningful, and long-term na improvements. So next. So psychotherapy process and process outcome research. So it helps us understand how and why psychotherapy works, not just kung ano yung treatment or ano yung method na effective. So dito, it focuses on what happens during therapy that helps client na magkaroon ng change and mag-improve. So sabi po dito, similar, we can use the sports team performance as an example. So ibig sabihin, ay pwede natin siyang i-compare na lang sa soccer. So looking at how many games a team wins in a season is like a treatment outcome research. Dito, pinapakita lang sa atin or sinasabi lang sa atin what is the overall result. But yung process outcome research naman, it will examine, parang gina-watch natin, we are watching the actual matches to see paano nanalo yung isang team. So, 'di ba sa treatment outcome research, alam lang natin na yes, nanalo sila. Dito naman sa process outcome research, ipapakita sa atin how they pass the ball, how they defend yung goal nila, paano sila nakascore ng mga goals. So, ganun din po sa therapy. In therapy, it is the same idea. Instead of just asking, did the treatment work? Researchers will study what happens, ano po yung nangyayari inside each session. Paano nag-communicate yung therapist and the client, paano sila nag-build ng rapport, paano sila nag-build ng trust, and how they solve problems together. So how the therapist and client interact and what helps the client improve. So next, so this kind of research daw po, it started in 1950s and 1960s when psychologists began utilizing recorded therapy session and standardized assessment of client and therapist experiences to study therapeutic process. So dito, parang nag-start siya when psychologists began recording yung mga therapy session and gumagamit na sila ng mga tools in order to measure how both the client and the therapist experience that treatment. Kasi sabi ko kanina kung ano yung nangyayari inside those session. So over the years, naging ano siya, it has become more advanced. Yes, nakatulong na po siya sa mga expert to learn more about paano nga nag-work ang isang therapy or paano nag-work itong approach na ito. So, research studies it showed that while therapists often use methods based sa mga chosen nila na approach, ang nagmamatter the most, what really matters most is yung quality of the relationship between the therapist and the client. So sabi po dito, but relationship quality and specific therapist actions are key to positive outcome. So the specific action the therapist takes during the session, parang yun siya yung nagmamatter the most. So, sabi po dito, provides valuable insights that help psychologists improve techniques and enhance evidence-based intervention. So, in short, this research, it gives psychologists useful knowledge to improve yung kanilang skills, mas strengthen kung ano man yung technique na prefer nila gamitin, and make therapy more effective and personal for each client na i-handle nila. So next. So dito po sa figure na ito, sabi dito, levels of analysis for psychotherapeutic process and process outcome studies. So dito makikita natin yung time frame, time scale, process focus, and outcome focus. So yung time frame, it will tell us how long we are observing the therapy process. Gaano katagal natin i-observe yung isang therapy process. It can be very short, Pwede lang siyang few seconds or very long na magti-take up to several years siguro. Ang time scale naman, this is similar to time frame but parang, yes, specific. Ito, makikita natin dyan, split seconds, minutes, hours, days, ganyan. So, ang process focus naman, ito pinapakita yung what we are looking in the therapy session itself. Kung ano yung parang tinitingnan or hinahanap natin in that therapy section. So, dito, mga example na makikita dito, the facial expression, parang yung shift ng gaze ng client, mga ganyan na mga bagay-bagay. Or, yes, yung interaction between the therapist and the client itself. Yung outcome focus naman, this tell us what kind of result or changes we are measuring. Ano yung result na gina-measure natin. Sometimes, we are only observing reactions with no outcome. And other times, we measure improvements sa mood nila, sa behavior nila, or sa long-term personality changes naman. Kung titingnan po natin, di na natin siya masyado i-explain itong chart na to, we can study para mas ma-understand natin siya better. So itong chart na to, it will help us understand how psychotherapy is pinag-aaralan at different levels of time. From tiny moments, makita natin dyan, split seconds lang, to years. Meaning long-term na mga changes. For example, itong sa liminal daw. So ang time scale niya is split seconds lang. So ang titingnan lang natin dito is yung parang reaction, facial expression, eye movement ng client, and ang outcome na inano natin is, sabi dito, none. Because we are only observing emotions or reaction po ng client. For example, umiyak ba siya during naisip niya or during nag-open up siya about sa sad memory, parang ganyan. So, up to, meron dito momentary, situational, daily, monthly, seasonal, hanggang pinakalas is perennial. And ang time scale niya is years na po. Because ang pinafocus natin dito is nung long-term therapy and life changes ng client. And ang tinitingnan din natin is yung major lasting personality changes and kung ano yung na-maintain na progress ng isang client. So kung titingnan po natin each level, it give us different perspective from split second reaction to yung lifelong nila na improvement. So psychotherapy, kung titingnan po natin, it works gradually. And observing these levels, it helps researchers and therapists see how these changes will unfold. Paano nangyayari yung changes na yun. So next. Next po. Ay, sorry. Next grid. Wala ko nakita. Sige, dire. So, examining client factors. So, most randomized controlled trials or the RCTs, psychotherapy studies focus on treatment outcomes based on diagnosis or presenting problems. So, when studying psychotherapy daw, yung mga most research, especially yung mga tinatawag na RCTs or randomized controlled trials, they focuses on whether treatment works for specific diagnosis or presenting problems. However, sabi po dito, diagnosis alone does not guarantee treatment success. Other characteristics of the client can have a major impact on a therapy outcomes. So makakaapekto kung yung factor, client factor, makakaapekto yung characteristics na meron ang client. Sabi po dito, key client factors influencing therapy outcomes include first, yung personality trait and life experiences, yung temperament ng client, yung coping style ng client, yung past experiences na nag-shape how they respond to the therapy. And kasama rin po dito yung current life circumstances and at the same time yung kanilang family background, yung mga stressors, yung mga support systems, and family dynamics, it can influence engagement and progress ng client. At the same time, the cultural and ethnic factors. So values, beliefs, and tradition, it may affect how clients view therapy and respond sa kanila sa gagamitin na intervention. So makakaapekto talaga yung paniniwala nila, yung cultural na beliefs nila, kung ano yung tradition na meron sila. And sabi din dito, beliefs about psychological problem. Kung paano nila na-understand yung issue nila, it can determine their openness to treatment, kung paano nila naiintindihan yung current issue na meron sila. And lastly, sabi dito, expectations about treatment effectiveness. So, factor din po pala yung mga client if they believe, kung naniniwala sila na this therapy will help me, or naniniwala sila na makakatulong ito sa ang therapy na ito sa akin, of course, they will participate actively and therefore makaka-benefit sila doon sa therapy or sa approach na gagamitin. So, understanding these factors help psychologists tailor intervention to meet each client's unique needs. So, research on clients' factors is extensive but methodologically inconsistent, making it difficult to identify clear patterns across a study. So, sabi nga po dito, medyo mahirap hanapin or basta hanapin yung clear patterns across study because sabi po dito, methodologically inconsistent po sila. Pero, kung titingnan natin sa next slide po. Despite thousands of study, there is still limited understanding of how client variables affect treatment outcomes. But meron po dito, sabi po dito, socioeconomic status is one consistent predictor because clients with lower SES are at greater risk for premature termination of therapy. So, one consistent, di ba mahirap makahanap ng consistent na finding. Pero nakita talaga nila na consistent finding na nakaka-affect sa therapy is yung socio-economic status ng kanilang client. Because those client with lower SES, they are at higher risk of ending yung therapy prematurely, meaning hindi nila tinatapos yung therapy. So, sabi po dito, psychologists, they can improve engagement by making therapy more accessible, such as magkaroon ng flexible scheduling, maybe bababa yung fee, or online option. Kasi yun talaga, one na predictor or one na factor, I mean, kung bakit hindi natatapos yung therapy is because of financial. So, another thing, sabi po dito, pre-existing client variables, personality, life contents, it influence therapy engagement, but once therapy begins, the client-therapist relationship becomes the strongest predictor of success. So, yung mga pre-existing client factors, yung kanilang personality, yung life context nila, or even yung belief or expectation nila towards the session, it influence therapy engagement. But yung quality ng client-therapist relationship, ito yung magiging is strongest predictor of success once na magsisimula na po yung therapy. So sabi po dito, clients who have positive expectations and client and experience yearly progress are more likely to continue therapy and see symptom improvement. So again, it is very important na ma-understand natin yung client factors because it will help psychologists to customize therapy for each individual, improving yung engagement, yung progress, and even the long-term outcome. So kung titingnan po natin sa next slide, ito yung mga client variables that influence the treatments. So ito yung mga client characteristics na nakaka-affect sa therapy engagement and at the same time sa outcome ng therapy. So these factors, kung titingnan po natin sa picture, they are grouped into socio-demographic characteristics, psychological functioning, personality characteristics, and treatment expectation. First, ito nga na mention na natin kanina, the socio-demographic characteristics, na nakapaloob po dito yung socio-economic status, yung ethnicity, yung gender, yung age. Pero sabi po dito, sa gender, sabi po dito, women are more likely to seek therapy, but gender does not affect outcomes or early termination. So wala daw po siyang affect sa premature termination ng therapy. Because for example, a female client, they may reach out for therapy sooner than a male client, but both can benefit equally once in therapy. So sabi po sa study, possible daw na mas mag-reach out ang isang babae But at the end of the day, both can benefit equally sa therapy. So wala talaga siyang wala siyang effect sa early termination yung gender. And sa age din po, sabi po dito, client age is positively related to staying in treatment but unrelated to treatment outcome. So yung age ng isang client, it is related kung mag-i-stay ba siya sa treatment. But sa outcome naman, it does not predict success, parang ganyan. So, older clients, they are more likely to remain sa therapy, but age does not predict yung success. So, because an adult client, I mean, may be more committed na mag-attend ng weekly session than a teenager. But dalawa sila, of course, they can make a progress. So, under naman psychological functioning, the symptom severity, the functional impairment. So, sabi po dito, clients with more severe symptoms may have slower or less progress. At the same time, sa functional impairment naman, greater overall impairment in functioning is related to poorer treatment outcome. Yung mga client na nakaka-experience ng difficulties in daily life, sa work nila or sa relationship nila, it can affect yung magiging outcome po ng treatment. And next sa personality characteristics naman, dito na nakapaloob yung personality disorder, yung ego strength, psychological mindedness, psychological reactance. So matatakal din natin later yan, yung psychological reactance. So, and lastly, the treatment expectation. So sabi po dito, positive expectation for treatment are associated with remaining in treatment and greater therapeutic gains. Meaning, yung mga client na may positive expectations sa therapy, they are more likely to stay engaged and therefore they are more likely to improve. So, pwede po nating basahin more yung atin pong picture na makikita po dito. So, next. So kanina po ang pinag-aralan natin is the client factors. Ngayon naman, the therapist factors. So sabi po dito, therapist characteristics significantly influence treatment process and outcomes because the characteristic of the therapist, it play a critical role in shaping both the process and outcomes of psychotherapy. So it is not just about the type of therapy or the techniques na ginamit ang magmamatter. So, yung personal qualities ng isang therapist, yung interpersonal sensitivity maybe, and technical skills niya, it can significantly affect how much a client improves over time. So, ayon po sa research findings, sabi po dito, studies consistently show that therapist characteristics such as yung skills nila, yung personality nila, and their ability to connect with their clients affect therapy outcomes. Though the impact, nag-iiba-iba siya depending on the settings. So sabi po dito, in controlled studies, di ba napag-aralan natin the efficacy trials, yun yung mga controls or mga nangyayari sa lab. So yung factor daw ng therapist, it explain about 3% lamang ng outcomes. Pagdating naman sa real world therapy settings, nag-increase siya into 7%. So this shows po that therapist skill matter more pag ang condition is less control. So in real life situation, sa real world po, nagmamatter talaga yung skill ng isang therapy. And sabi din po dito, therapist differences matter most for clients with high levels of distress or complex issue. Sabi po dito, severe na mga problems. So for example, ang isa pong client na nag-struggle with severe depression, they may benefit more if ang therapist nila is highly skilled in building trust and using specific treatment techniques done from a less experienced na therapist. And sabi din dito, 13 to 55% of patients improve depending on the issue treated, depending on the problems na being treated. And another thing is some therapists were actually harmful to a small percentage of clients. So ano din pala, nakaka-harm. May mga instances din pala na nakaka-harm yung therapist sa kanilang client. While others, they were highly effective, 29 to 67. So another thing is most therapists were effective in at least 3 to 7 domains of client functioning, meaning therapists are not good or bad. Meron lang silang weakness and strengths. Yes. So, therapists, they are not uniformly good or bad. Meron lang talaga silang relative strengths or their own strengths and weaknesses. Because, for example, one therapist, they might be excellent sa mag-help ng client to reduce anxiety, but they are less effective na in improving relationship skills. Meron namang mga therapists, they are skilled at building self-esteem, but they are less experienced naman sa pag-manage ng mga ah, trauma-related siguro na mga cases. So yung therapist factors, it make a real difference sa isang therapy, especially for those client with severe or complex na mga problems. So again, while no therapist is perfect sa every area, understanding their strengths allows clients to get the most out of therapy and highlights the importance of training and ongoing po na skill development within sa kanila. Next. So, ito yung sinabi ko kanina, these findings highlight that therapists are not globally effective or ineffective, but possess relative strengths and weaknesses across different domains of client functioning. So, sabi po dito, they are not simply good or bad. Instead, meron lang talaga silang strengths and weaknesses. And dito, because therapist performance significantly influence treatment outcomes, experts propose focusing on certifying therapist effectiveness for particular condition. So dito papasok yung simulation by Imel at al. 2015, it demonstrates that replacing the least effective therapists in a large sample with average performing ones would result in thousands more successful treatments over time. So this means that small improvements in therapist effectiveness can have a big impact sa marami pong mga client. So to help therapists continually improve, it is important na mag-provide ng ongoing feedback, ongoing training, and opportunities for reflection. Sabi nga yung ongoing education, ongoing na training, ongoing na everything, it is the responsibility of therapists or mental health professionals. So sabi po dito, by recognizing their strengths and areas for growth, of course, therapists can become more effective and they can help yung client nila to achieve a better result. Next. So dito po sa ano na ito, dito po sa picture na ito, makikita naman po natin yung therapist variables that influence the treatment. So, when we look at the outcome ng isang therapy, hindi lang yung client ang nagmamatter. Nagmamatter din yung characteristic ng isang therapist na therapist ng client. So, nahati siya sa 1, 2, 3. The socio-demographic characteristics, so same lang, professional background, and the personality characteristics. So, pwede po natin siya i-further study para mas better natin maintindihan itong mga variables po na ito na that can really influence the treatment. So dito, sabi po dito sa gender, therapist gender has no consistent effect on treatment outcome. According sa research, yung gender daw po ng isang therapist, it does not consistently affect yung outcome ng session. And at the same time, yung age daw ng isang therapist, it is unrelated to treatment outcome. So, unrelated siya. Sa professional background naman, the professional discipline. Therapists trained in mental health disciplines like clinical psychology or counseling generally achieve better results than general health professional. However, sabi po sa research is, inclusive about which mental health discipline is most effective. For example, dito, ang clinical psychologists and social worker, they may both help the client. Makakatulong sila sa client. But their training is makaka-affect or makaka-influence on how they will approach, the therapy. Nagamatter din yung professional experience because the more experience measured in years or number or more clients treated, it tends to have a small positive effect on the outcomes. Nagkakaroon din siya po ng effect sa magiging outcome ng therapy. And at the same time, yung personality characteristics, the personality trait, the emotional well-being, the values and attitudes and belief ng isang therapist, and use of self-disclosure. So, therapist characteristics, kung titingnan natin, of course, they do matter. But yung influence nila, nag-iiba-iba lang sila. Yung kanilang skills like their emotional well-being, yung, tanong tawag dyan, multicultural competence, yung experience nila, and careful self-disclosure, they can slightly improve outcomes. While yung gender naman, yung age nila, yung personality traits nila, parang they seem to matter less or they have less impact sa magiging result or outcome ng therapy. Next. Examining treatment factors in psychotherapy. So sabi po dito, when we look at what makes therapy effective, researchers have studied specific components of psychotherapy to see kung ano yung makakatulong to help the clients improve. So these components po are called the treatment factors. Actually, may tatlo. But first, tatlo or apat. But first, the interpretation. It is one of the important part of therapy that researchers have studied. Ni-study nila is yung tinatawag na interpretation. This is when a therapist explain or label unconscious processes that influence a client's thoughts, feelings, or behaviors. Makikita po natin siya mostly sa mga psychodynamic and experiential na mga therapist. So, yung tinatawag na interpretation. According po sa research ni Butler et al. 2004, it shows that interpretation does not always have a strong effect on therapy outcomes. However, sa iba namang study, interpretation did show some strong positive effects, meaning they can be helpful for certain clients. So, makakatulong sila sa pili na mga clients. So, for example lang, clients with high interpersonal competence or yung mga tao na nakaka-handle sila ng emotional feedback, nakaka-reflect sila sa experiences nila, they tend to gain the most from interpretation. Because yung interpretation, for ang example niya is, parang sasabihan ka ng therapist mo, it seems like you avoid conflict because you fear of being rejected. So yung isang client who is able to think about this, and yung client na kayang mag-reflect, they can use the insight to make changes in their relationship. So ang main point lang po nito, interpretation can be effective, but its impact depends on the client's ability to process and gamitin yung feedback na yun. So if the client cannot use yung feedback na bibigay mo sa kanya, therefore interpretation would not work that much. So next po is yung therapist directiveness. So, ang therapist directiveness naman po, it refers on how actively or passively the therapist will guides the session. So, some therapists, they take a very structured yung nila, guiding yung approach nila, while others naman, may mga therapists naman na they let the client lead more. Hinahayaan nila na mag-lead yung kanilang mga client. Again, a research by Butler et al. 2004 found that on average, directiveness does not have a strong effect on outcomes. However, katulad sa kanina, the results vary a lot, which means that other factors affect whether directiveness is helpful. So sabi po dito, a key moderating variable is client psychological reactance, the tendency to resist attempts to control or influence behavior. So yung psychological reactance, it is the tendency to resist attempts na i-control or ma-influence yung behavior ng isang client. So sabi po dito, yung mga low reactant na mga client, they respond well to highly directive na mga therapists because I think they are comfortable following guidance. Yung mga high reactant naman ng mga clients, they respond better to a low directiveness approach because sila yung mga client na nag-resist being controlled. So, dito, this research is showed that matching the therapist's level of directiveness to the client's reactance leads to a much more better na outcome. For example, halimbawa si ganito, he was a highly reactant na client, meaning he resists being directed. So, ibig sabihin, mas magbe-benefit siya if the therapist will allow him to guide the discussion instead. Mas mag-i-improve yung engagement and cooperation niya sa therapy session. So, ang pinapakita lang po nito, effective therapists, they are flexible, they adjust how directive they are based sa personality po and needs ng kanilang client. Next. So, insight versus symptom reduction. So, in therapy po, treatments can focus on insight or symptom reduction and each work best for different types na mga client. So, ang insight focus approaches, ang goal niya is to help clients understand themselves and their behaviors more deeply. So, this type of therapy, mag-work siya sa mga client who are introspective, mga client na thoughtful, mga client na nag-i-internalize talaga, meaning they naturally reflect on their feelings and experiences. So for example po nito is a client who feel anxious. They may explore yung mga past experiences nila, explore nila yung mga thought patterns nila na nagtitrigger ng anxiety. Therefore, nagkakaroon sila ng awareness of why they react a certain way. So this understanding, this will help them make a lasting changes. Ang symptom-focused therapy naman, ang goal nito is to reduce distress or change problematic behaviors directly without without necessarily na mag-explore ng mga deeper causes. So this approach, it works best for clients na mga impulsive, mga clients na nag-externalize or under control, meaning they act out, yung mga client na nag-act out or nag-struggle to regulate their behavior. For example, siguro client na nag-struggle with anger issues. They may learn practical strategies like relaxation techniques or step-by-step problem solving para ma-manage nila yung reactions nila effectively. So, according sa research, symptom-focused treatments, they generally produce better overall outcomes. So, mas mataas yung positive na outcome ng symptom-focused treatment compare sa insight-focused. So, tailoring therapy to the client's coping style improves results even more with a moderate effect. So, most modern therapies ngayon, it now combine itong dalawa. Gina-combine na nila yung insight and symptom reduction, therefore giving the therapist the flexibility to focus on both, magpo-focus siya in both understanding and practical behavior changing depending sa kailangan ng client niya. So, ang point po dito, the most effective therapy is yung therapy na flexible and tailored talaga sa client. So, may mga client na magbe-benefit sa insight and meron naman na magbe-benefit when they get, kasi kailangan nila ng practical strategies to get direct help in managing yung symptoms nila. So, today, combining this method, it often works best daw po according sa research. Next po. So, next is between session assignments or homework. So, sa therapy, homework assignments, ito yung mga tasks na binibigay or ginagawa, ng client between session to practice ano yung natutunan nila in the therapy. So, ito daw pong between session assignments or homework, kadalasan siya ginagamit sa CBT, sa cognitive behavioral therapy, but of course, they can be applied in other types of therapy as well as long as fit siya. So, why homework matters? Bakit nagmamatter itong tinatawag na between session assessment or the homework? So, sabi po sa research, it shows a positive link between homework and therapy outcomes. According kay Kazantzis, Dean and Ronan, 2000, they found a moderate correlation between using homework and positive therapy outcomes. The more consistently na kinokompleto or ginagawa ng client yung kanyang homework, the better the improvement of that client. At the same time, homework, it also helps bridge expectation and result. So according dito kay Westra, Dozois and Marcus 2007, they found out that completing homework mediates yung link between the belief of the client that therapy will help and yung kanilang actual na improvement. So for example, if a client learns relaxation techniques sa session, so practicing them daily sa bahay nila or outside the session, it will help them manage yung stress nila in real life. So, parang ano siya, um, yung parang active practice. It reinforces learning and therefore it will lead to lasting changes. So, dito po, therapy is not just about what happens inside the session. Yung effort, yung active practice outside the session, they are critical for a meaningful and lasting improvement ng isang therapy session. So next po. So dito, when we look at what makes therapy effective, kung titingnan natin, it's not just about the type of therapy yung nagmamatter. How the therapy is delivered and how it matches the client is very important. Because sabi po dito, effective therapy requires adaptability. Therapists must adjust their level of directiveness, focus, and use of assignments according to client readiness, personality, and coping style. Yung adjustment, it should be based on the readiness, the personality, and the coping style of the client. So, the best outcome, sabi po dito, the best outcome, it will happen when therapist techniques align with clients' traits and when clients actively engage sa therapy. Both, hindi lang sa during the session, but sa pamamagitan din ng homework or mga active practice outside of therapy. So again, therapy, it will work best when it is flexible, when it is tailored to the client, and at the same time, if it involves an active participation from the client itself. So next. So some methodological cautions. So many studies in psychotherapy research examine correlation between client, therapies or treatment factors and therapy outcomes, but correlation does not imply causation. So sabi po dito, when we study psychotherapy, many research studies, ang tinitingnan lang is yung correlation. Pag sinabing correlation, the connection between things like yung client traits, therapist qualities, or specific techniques and the result of the therapy. But ito daw po yung important. Correlation does not mean causation. Because for example, a study might find that clients who do homework is mas nag-i-improve sila. Hindi ibig sabihin nun, homework is the sole cause of improvement because many other factors could have been or might have been involved kaya nagkaroon ng change or improvement. Because of this, researchers they must carefully consider how the study was designed, the ideas behind it, and the way data were analyzed. Because a significant result, it does not always mean that something caused a change. And a non-significant result, it does not mean that it was not important. Hindi siya nangangahulugan na hindi siya importante. Another critical element po dito is yung therapist responsiveness. Pag sinabing therapist responsiveness, adjusting techniques based on client needs and treatment context is crucial for accurate interpretation. So, the ability of a therapist to adjust their approach to the unique needs ng kanilang client. So, this human touch, it matters a lot because it reminds us that therapy is not just about techniques, it's about connecting with another person, it's about understanding yung kanila pong struggles, and about guiding them thoughtfully. So we also need to know the difference between yung mga types of study. Yung correlational studies are values, and the D-values or the experimental studies. Sabi dito, only experimental designs can confirm causal relationship. Sabi po dito, correlational studies, they show the pattern or relationship, but they cannot prove the cause and effect. Yung experimental studies naman, they test whether a treatment actually produces a change. Therefore, yung experimental design lang yung makaka-confirm ng causal relationship. So, because research findings affect clinical practice, psychologists must critically evaluate and interpret results carefully before application. Because research, it guides how we practice therapy, but at the same time, we must approach findings with care, thoughtfulness, and compassion. Because yes, behind every statistic na makukuha natin, behind every data na makukuha natin is, of course, a real person seeking help. So psychologists or mga researchers, they must interpret research carefully so that yung kanila pong work, yung result, it will truly support healing and growth rather than just relying po sa numbers alone. So next.
Sige. So, common factors in psychotherapy. The shared ingredients, meaning the shared ingredients across different therapies that contribute to beneficial outcomes rather than specific techniques unique to a single approach. So, ang meaning sa common factors in psychotherapy is yung shared ingredients across different types of therapy that make them effective. Like, kahit magkaiba man ang approach ng therapies, shared pa rin sila ng therapy ng kanilang therapies para at same effectiveness pa rin sila. So, according to Rosenzweig and Frank, kahit iba-ibang, yun nga, kahit iba't ibang therapy, may mga common ingredients sila that help clients heal. Like, hindi lang dahil sa technique, kundi dahil sa relationship, trust, and understanding between therapies and client. So, ang key points ni Franz Rosenzweig is that he suggested that all therapies have common elements that help clients improve. And ang kay Jerome Frank naman is that he expanded on this by studying practices like psychiatry and even shamanism, and found na kahit iba't ibang approach, pareho silang may mga healing effect because of common elements like hope, trust, and explanation of problems. So, one of the examples is like, for instance, mag-use sila ng CBT, which is the cognitive behavior, or ang psychodynamic therapy. So, they both have helped a person with anxiety. So, the method might differ, pero both provide understanding, empathy, and guidance. So, which are the matong ginatawag na common factors in psychotherapy. So, next slide po. Next is, ang common factors in psychotherapy is merasang integrative treatment models and therapeutic alliance. So sa integrative treatment models is the theoretical models that explicitly incorporate aspects of multiple theoretical approaches and frequently common factors. So sa slide is nag-shows isang mga examples of common factors na yan, a concept that encompasses the quality and strength of the collaborative relationship between client and therapist. Yun naman ang sa therapeutic alliance. So, sa integrative treatments is that when we say integrative treatment models, ito yung mga approach na hindi lang nakafocus sa isang theory or style of therapy. So, instead, pinagsasama niya ang iba't ibang theories and techniques and it depends sa needs ng isang client. So, it means combining the best parts of different psychological theories or methods to create a treatment that works best for a specific client. So, halimbawa is halimbawa mag-use ang isa ka therapist ng CBT techniques. And this CBT techniques is to help a client manage negative thoughts and then mag-use din siya ng another approach which is yung humanistic approach. And this approach is to like build empathy and self-acceptance. So, kumbaga, mix siya or like halo siya ng different approach na parang na-customize talaga siya specifically for that client and client needs. So, na-plan siya. So, in short, integrative treatment model means hindi ka limited sa isang method lang. You mix and match strategies para mas epektibo sa client. So, yung therapeutic alliance naman is ito yung relationship or between the therapist and the client. So, kumbaga, ito yung rapport or building rapport mo. Ito yung kung gaano sila ka-trusting, ka-open, at ka-collaborative sa isa't isa. So, it's the connection and teamwork between client and therapist that makes therapy successful. So like for example, if comfortable ang client sa therapist, so 'di ba, feeling safe siya, respected at narinig talaga siya. And mas nagiging open siya to talk about deeper issues. Like trust helps the healing process. So kaya kahit um anong technique pa gamitin mo kung walang maayos na therapeutic alliance ka sa clients mo, syempre, of course, mahirapan kang mag-progress ng clients. So, the relationship itself becomes part of the healing. So, as you can see here sa ating exhibit 14.4 common factors in psychotherapy, we have here the support factors, learning factors, and lastly is the action factors. So we can see that therapy works not just by talking pero dahil may support, learning, and action, so it's a process from feeling supported to understanding to actually changing behavior. So, ito yung mga example ng support factors. Support factors, reducing isolation, giving reassurance, building a therapeutic alliance. So, example nito is if a client feels comforted kasi alam nilang may nakikinig sa kanila. And next is the learning factors, which is the cognitive learning, emotional experiencing, insight. And example niya is the client realizes, ganito pala yung pattern ng thoughts ko. Yun yung learning factors. So, ang sa action factors naman is, which is yung reality testing, facing fears, behavior regulations. So, one of the examples is yung client practices confronting fears in a small steps. Like, for example, takot siya sa cat kasi baka kagatin siya, ganito, ganyan. And ang ginawa niya is try siya ng ipet yung cat like slowly para maging hindi na siya maging takot sa cat na yun. So, yun. Next slide po. Research perspectives on common factors. So, Na-explain ko naman kanina yung therapeutic alliance. So, kasi under kasi ng research perspectives on common factors, ito is yung therapeutic alliance, which is to refers to the quality and strength of the collaborative relationship between client and therapist. So, yun nga, yung sabi ko na mag-build ka ng rapport sa client mo para tuloy-tuloy yung ano nyo na ang therapy nyo sa client nyo. So, basically, this is the heart of therapy nga ang tawag kasi the bond between client and therapist. So, this is includes the trust, respect, caring, agreement on goals, partnership, and in the process. So, ito yung pinaka core ng therapy. Yung relationship mismo, kahit gaano kagaling ang technique mo, kung wala kang trust or respect sa client, hindi rin magiging effective ang therapy. So, next po. Research perspectives on common factors under psychotherapy equivalence. So, we all know naman what is the meaning of do-do verdict. So, noong time ni Rosenzweig in 1936, he proposed that because all psychotherapies are based on common curative factors, they must be equivalent in their effects. He referred to this hypothesized equivalence of psychotherapies as do-do bird verdict. So, um, gitawag siya nga do-do bird verdict kasi nga siya ang gumawa ng ang Dudu Bird Vertex. So according to Lester Loborsky and his colleagues, may strong evidence daw na lahat ng therapy approaches ay equally effective. So, ang ibig sabihin, hindi dahil sa CBT ang gamit mo, mas magaling ka na kaysa sa gumagamit ng humanistic or psychodynamic therapy. So, ang pinaka-importante pa rin yung common factors tulad ng trust, empathy, and connection between the therapist and the client. So, kaya nga, sabi nila, there are no special or unique effects that effects exclusive to one kind of therapy. Lahat can be effective if done right. So one of the examples is whether it's CBT, Gestalt, or humanistic, as long as the therapist is empathetic and builds a strong relationship, the results can be just as effective. So, si Bruce Wampold naman is sinuportahan niya din ito by saying that sometimes we focus too much on differences among therapies when in fact the common factors are what really help. So parang sinasabi dito na everyone has one and like all must have prices, ibig sabihin lahat ng therapy may potential to work. So depende na lang yun sa relationship and commitment ng both therapist and ng client mo. So next po. Next is evidence-based psychotherapy relationships. So, aspects of the therapeutic relationship that research has found to be associated with successful treatment. The two aims of the task force were to A. Identify elements of effective therapy relationships, and B. Determine methods of tailoring therapy to individual patient characteristics. The results of the task force, chaired by John Norcross, were subsequently published as a book. So John Norcross led a task force that identified elements of therapy relationships that research found effective. So examples niya is ang empathy, collecting client feedback, and adapting therapy to client's culture, religion, or treatment preference. So hindi lang basta may report, evidence shows na kapag nag-a-adjust ang therapist sa client, mas effective ang therapy. Like, if a client is religious, dapat alam ng therapist paano i-honor yun sa process. And, as you can see here sa Exhibit 14.5, Evidence-Based Therapy Relationship Task Force listing of general elements of the therapy relationship and methods of adapting psychotherapy to client characteristics. So this chart shows that the key elements that make psychotherapy effective focus not just on the techniques used, but on the relationship between the therapist and the client. So, it ginadivide siya into two parts, which is the demonstrably effective elements, which is proven by strong evidence. Next is the probably effective elements, which is supported by good but less strong evidence. So sa demonstrably effective elements, so these are the relationships factors that have strong scientific evidence showing they improve therapy outcomes. So as you can see here, the Alliance in Individual Adult Psychotherapy, which is pwede talaga siya sa individual, sa youth, sa couple, and or sa family. So the strength of the therapist client partnership, a good working relationship helps therapy succeed whether with adults, teens, or family. So next is the cohesion in group therapy. So in group settings, success depends on how united, trusting, and supportive members are toward one another. So, next is the empathy. So, the therapist's ability to understand and feel what the client is going through is a key foundation for healing. So, of course, kailangan din natin maintindihan ng ating client para meron tayong foundation sa kanilang healing. Next is the connecting client feedback. So, sa collecting client feedback, ito yung you are regularly checking in with clients about how they feel in therapy, helps adjust methods, and strengthen trust. So, next is the ability to client reactance or resistance. Ito naman yung adjusting the approach based on how open or resistant the client is to the therapy. So next is the adapting to client treatment preferences. Respecting what type of help or style the client prefers. And next is the adapting to client culture, religion, or spirituality. So, therapists consider the client's background, culture, and beliefs to make therapy more relatable and respectful. So, in short, these are the proven elements that directly affect therapy success. So next is the probably effective elements. So this also help therapy but have a slightly less research backing them. Still very important in practice. So kung if ang demonstrably daw effective elements is meron talaga siyang research based evidence. Pero ang probably effective elements is maliit lang yung research na meron siya. Pero magagamit din siya. So, ang isa doon is the goal census. The goal census is which is yung both client and therapist agree on the goals of the therapy. Next is the collaboration, working together actively, not just therapist-led. So, importante talaga na pati ang client din is magsunod sa therapist um, in order for it to be effective. Next is the positive regard, showing warmth, acceptance, and non-judgment toward the client. Next is adapting to client's stage of change, matching therapy methods with how ready the client is to change their behavior. Next is adapting to client's coping style. So, considering how the client usually deals with stress or problems and adjusting therapy accordingly. So, this chart shows us that effective therapy isn't just about the techniques or theories, but it is also about the relationship between the therapist and the client. So, yung mga demonstrably effective ay proven by strong evidence talaga siya. So, meaning talagang may impact sila sa success ng therapy. And while the probably effective is elements also help but may not yet have as much research supports daw. So, in general, this is tells us that a strong, adaptive, and empathetic relationship is just as important as any psychological method. So, next po. Task Force recommendation. So, consistent with the strength of evidence in the literature, the task force recommended that mental health training programs, including those in clinical psychology, provide specific training on elements of evidence based psychotherapy relationships. So, the task force recommended training therapists to develop evidence-based relationship skills. So, one of the examples of is to practice empathy and collaboration, and to adapt therapy to specific patient characteristics, and monitor clients' responses to therapy. So, basically, sinasabi dito na sa training pa lang, dapat tinuturuan na ang future psychologists on how to build good therapeutic relationships kasi yun talaga ang foundation ng healing. So, sa Exhibit 14.6, which is the Evidence-Based Psychotherapy Relationship Task Force Practice and Training Recommendations. So, meron tayong for practice and for training. So, for practice, create a therapy relationship using proven elements. So therapy should build relationships based on factors that research has proven to be effective, like empathy, alliance, and adaptability. So means is to follow what's been shown to work best in improving therapy outcomes. So next is the adapt therapy to each client's unique characteristics. This therapy should fit the client's personality, culture, preferences, and situations. So if the client is resistant or highly anxious, the therapy should adjust their approach accordingly. Ito yung mga especially yung may mga culture na mga client. Um, Next is the monitor the client's responses during therapy. So continuously check how the client is feeling about the therapy process, and which is the goal is to adjust methods and improve both the therapy experience and results. So number 4 is the combined evidence-based relationships and treatments. So use both proven relationship factors like trust and empathy and evidence-based techniques to get the best outcomes. So in short, hindi lang puro techniques, the relationship matters equally. For training naman is train students in effective relationship elements. Psychology or counseling students should learn the skills that make therapy relationships effective, such as collaboration, goal setting, and adapting to clients. Next is the provide continuing education for professionals. So even experienced therapists should keep learning and updating their knowledge about effective therapy, relationships, and new ways to adapt to clients. So this is to ensures that they still competent and up to date with their clients. And lastly is to develop accreditation and certification standards. So training programs should have clear standards to ensure that therapists are truly skilled in evidence-based relationships, not just techniques, but also this to maintain quality and professionalism in the field. So next slide. So, empirically based principles of therapeutic change. In an effort to provide clear and unambiguous guidance to clinicians on how best to integrate the empirically supported treatment and the empirically supported therapy relationships perspectives, psychotherapy researchers Louise Castongoy and Larry Butler, um, client therapy's therapeutic relationship and treatment factors that research has found to be associated with successful treatment. So, um, so the researcher Luis Castonguay and Larry Butler created guidelines to help the clinicians understand what leads to real therapeutic change. So one of the key examples of key principles is that the therapist's authenticity and empathy, kind self-exploration, addressing alien structures, pag may misunderstanding sa session, and lastly is controlling extreme emotions. So, in short, these principles guide therapies kung paano talaga nag-work ang change. Like, hindi lang basta may technique, pero kung paano ka nakikipag-relate, kung gaano ka ka-authentic at kung paano mo hinahandle ang emotions ng isang client. Next po. So, empirical-based principle therapeutic change. So, sa Exhibit 14.7 naman, ito yung common empirically based principles of therapeutic change. So, meron tayong dito client variables factors from the client side. So, ito yung mga personal characteristics of conditions ng client na pwedeng makaapekto sa therapy outcome. So, greater pre-treatment impairment. So, ano meaning ng ano ang mga examples ng greater pre-treatment impairment? So, halimbawa is kapag sobrang severe ng depression or anxiety ng client, bago pa man magsimula ang therapy, mas mahirap minsan makita agad ang improvement. So, next is the presence of a personality disorder. So, for example, clients with borderline personality disorder may mag-struggle with trust or emotional regulation, kaya mas challenging ang therapy process. So, next is the financial or occupational difficulties. Imagine a client na laging stress dahil sa trabaho or walang stable income. So, mahirapan talaga siya mag-focus sa healing kapag may external stressor. So, next is the unfavorable expectations about problems and their treatments. So, kung ang client ay naniniwalang wala namang kwenta ang therapy, automatic na bababa ang motivation at participation niya. So, next is the relational condition, the quality of the therapeutic relationship. So, ito naman yung mga connections between therapists and clients. So, strong therapeutic alliance, ito yung pag maganda ang rapport, mas magiging open si client, like for example, comfortable siya mag-share, mas madali mag-identify and ang core issues niya. So, natakal ko na to kanina. Next is the group cohesion. Sa group therapy session, kapag solid ang support system ng members, so of course, mas nararamdaman nila na di sila nag-iisa. So, next is the therapist behaviors from the therapist side. So, ito naman yung ang mga actions or attitudes ng mga therapists na nakaka-contribute sa success ng therapy. So, high degree of collaboration. Parang ano siya, teamwork kapag sinasali ng therapist si client sa goal setting at decision making, mas na-empowered si client. Next is the empathy response. So, kapag naintindihan ng therapist ang pinagdadaanan ni client at naipaparamdam to sincerely, nagkakaroon ng trust and safety yung si client. So next is the mechanism of therapeutic change. So what actually drives improvement? So ito yung mga processes na mismo nakakapagbabago sa client, like attitude of authenticity, caring, warmth, like for example, therapist who's genuine and kind helps the client feel accepted. So next is the client self-exploration. So kapag natuto si client na mag-reflect at kilalanin ang sarili, doon nagsisimula ang real change. Next is the acceptance and emotional expression. So ito, ina-encourage ang clients to feel and express emotions freely, like in a safe space, which helps the client release yung mga nasa-suppress niya na mga feelings. So, next is yung interventions, ay yung controlling extreme emotions, like learning to manage anger, sadness, or anxiety in healthier ways. So, yun yung last.
So for the summary and conclusion, so, saan na ba? Ayan. So, successful psychotherapy depends on the combination of specific treatment techniques and universal therapeutic factors that promote change across different approaches. So, sabi dito, successful psychotherapy, it is more than just following a specific method or technique. It still depends on combination of targeted nga mga treatment strategies and universal factors that will help the client change, that will help them grow, and at the same time na mag-heal. So the client's personal characteristics such as emotional stability, openness, and readiness for change play a vital role in how effective the therapy will be. So ibig sabihin nito, the client matters. Because each client, they bring their own emotions, their openness, and their readiness for change. So these personal characteristics, they play a very big role in how much therapy can help. So a client that is willing to reflect, try new strategies, and engage with the process is, of course, obviously, is gonna be more likely to experience a meaningful change. So the therapist's qualities, including skill, empathy, responsiveness, and ability to build trust, significantly influence the client's progress and outcomes. Dito naman sinasabi na if the client matters, the therapist matters din. So the therapist's skills, empathy, responsiveness, and yung ability niya to build trust are equally very important. Because a therapist will listen deeply, a therapist who is able or gina-adjust niya yung technique niya in order to meet the client needs, in order to create a safe space, a supportive environment, it can make a very huge impact, a very huge difference sa journey po ng isang client. So, a strong therapeutic relationship where both therapist and client collaborate and agree on goals serve as a foundation for effective treatment and positive change. So, kanina sinabi na the therapeutic relationship, the therapeutic alliance between the client and the therapist, it is the heart of effective therapy. The strong partnership between the client and the therapist. Because when both of them collaborate, when both of them have this tinatawag na shared goals and feel understood, of course, therapy will become more than just a session. It will become a space where real lasting change can possibly happen. So, next po. So, sabi dito, research highlights that while various therapists can be effective, the quality of the client-therapist relationship often determines the degree of success. So research, it is consistently showing us that the quality of this relationship, the quality of relationship between the client and the therapist, it will predict or it often predicts how successful the therapy will be. Sometimes even more than the type of therapy itself. So mas important yung relationship more than sa approach na gagamitin or ginamit. But of course, both are important, but the biggest predictor of success is the quality of the relationship between them. So, evidence-based practice emphasizes using scientifically supported methods while adapting them to meet each client's individual's needs and circumstances. So, combining scientifically supported methods, if i-combine natin yung mga proven, mga evidence-based na mga methods, if we will combine it with empathy and we will combine it with flexibility, it will allow the therapist to respond to each of the client's very unique na mga needs. It is not just about doing what works in general, but it is about doing what works or what will work for this person in this moment. So, um, by combining knowledge, empathy, and clinical expertise, therapists can deliver intervention that are both effective and responsive to diverse client concerns. Overall, understanding the interaction between client variables, therapist factors, and therapeutic processes allows for a more meaningful, lasting psychological change. So ito daw po yung bigger picture. By understanding how client characteristics yung quality ng therapist, how the therapeutic process interact, therapists can help clients na ma-achieve yung meaningful and lasting change na kinakailangan nila. Because therapy, it is ultimately a human journey, guided by expertise, guided by compassion, and of course, guided by the collaboration between the client and the therapist. So overall, yung true success po in psychotherapy, it comes from knowledge, it comes from the empathy, the care, and at the same time, the connection between them. And when these elements come together, pag magsama-sama ito pong mga elements na 'to, therapy becomes a powerful space para magkaroon ng healing. And therapy, it becomes a powerful space na magkaroon po ng pagbabago na kinakailangan po talaga ng client. So, dito po nagtatapos, it ends dito po nagtatapos yung topic namin, which talks about identifying the key change of elements. So thank you for listening. Once again, have a good day po. Yay! Done na ba?